You know that moment when you're sitting at a table, a restaurant, a dinner party, maybe just lunch with a colleague, and someone tries a dish and says, "Oh, wow, this is amazing. What do you think?"
And you take a bite, it is amazing. And you want to say something. You want to respond, but all that comes out is,
Yeah, it's really good.
that's it. That's all you've got.
The other person nods and you nod. Then everyone just keeps eating in silence because nobody knew how to take that conversation anywhere.
And the worst part, you had a feeling. You had a real reaction to that food. You just didn't have the words.
That's what today is about.
Welcome back to English Podcast. I'm Maya.
And I'm Jake. Today we are talking about one of the most universal, most joyful, most human topics in any language, which is food.
And by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to talk about food in English, how to describe it, how to react to it, how to share a food memory, and how to turn a simple meal into a real conversation.
Even if you don't have a big vocabulary, even if you've never used words like umami or complex or well-balanced in your life,
Which, honestly, most people haven't.
we're going to give you real language, practical language, the kind of words and phrases that actual people use when they talk about food. Not food critics, not chefs, just people.
Let's eat. Let's go.
Okay, Maya, so why is talking about food so hard? Because on the surface, it seems like it should be easy. Everyone eats, everyone has opinions about food. It's the most shared human experience there is.
It really is. And yet, people freeze. And I think I know exactly why.
Tell me.
Your brain is asking three questions at the same time. First, what am I actually tasting right now? Because describing flavor is genuinely hard. Flavor is invisible. You can't point at it. You experience it, and then you have to translate that experience into words. And that translation process takes time.
And if you're also thinking in your second language, that translation is happening twice.
Exactly. You're translating the feeling into language and translating that language into English. That's a lot happening at once.
What's the second question the brain is asking?
Do I even have the vocabulary for this? Most people know delicious, tasty, good, maybe spicy. But what about when food is more than that? What about rich or light or smoky or a little bitter? Or when it reminds you of something? You feel it, but you don't have the word.
And that vocabulary gap makes people go quiet.
And the third question, is my opinion even valid? A lot of people, especially learners, feel like they can't talk about food unless they really know about food. Like you need to be a chef or a food writer to have the right to an opinion. And that is completely wrong, but it stops people from speaking.
So, vocabulary gap, the difficulty of describing flavor, and the fear that your opinion doesn't count. Three things, all at once, all from one bite of food. Okay, I'm going first this time because I have a very specific memory about this.
Let's hear it.
So a few years ago, I was traveling, and a friend, a local, someone who grew up there, took me to this tiny place, like a hole in the wall. 6 tables, no menu on the wall. The owner just brings you whatever he's made that day.
I love places like that.
Right? So he brings out this bowl of something. I don't even know what it was. Some kind of stew. Dark broth, slow-cooked meat, herbs I couldn't identify. And I took one spoonful and I stopped. It was one of the best things I had ever eaten in my life.
And what did you say?
I looked at my friend, this person who had grown up eating this food, who knew every ingredient, who had history with this dish, and I said, "It's really nice."
Oh, Jake.
Really nice. That's what I said to describe possibly the best meal of my life. Really nice.
That's almost painful.
It is painful because my friend looked at me waiting for more, wanting to share that moment with me, and I gave him nothing. I gave him really nice, and the moment passed.
I have one too. Mine is a little different. I was at a friend's house. She had cooked this dish from her home country, something I had never tried before. She was so proud of it, she'd been cooking it for hours.
Oh, the pressure of someone watching you taste their cooking.
The worst kind of pressure. And I tasted it and I genuinely loved it. It was warm and rich and a little sweet, and there was something in there I couldn't place, some spice. And it made me feel strangely comfortable, almost like a memory of something I'd never actually experienced.
That's a beautiful description, by the way.
Right, now I can say it, but in that moment, I looked at her, she's watching my face, and I said, it's very good.
Very good.
Very good. After she spent 3 hours cooking. I wanted to say so much more. I just didn't know how to start.
And both of us had real reactions, real feelings. The food gave us something. We just couldn't hand it back in words.
Until now.
Here's the thing most people don't realize. Talking about food is not about knowing the technical words.
It's not about being a food critic.
It's not about using complicated vocabulary like notes of and finish and flavor profile.
It's about connecting a taste to a feeling. That's it. The moment you connect what's in your mouth to something real, a memory, an emotion, a physical sensation, that's when a food conversation becomes interesting.
A food critic describes what a dish is, but a real conversation is about what a dish does to you.
What does it make you feel? What does it remind you of? Is it comforting? Is it exciting? Is it surprising? That is the conversation.
And you don't need fancy words for that. You just need honesty.
All right, the framework. 3 steps. We're calling this one react, describe, connect.
Step 1. React. Before you describe anything, give your immediate, honest reaction. Don't overthink it. Just say what your face is already doing.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is really something. I was not expecting that. That hit different. These are real reactions. They're short, they're human, and they buy you a second to actually process the food before you describe it.
Step 2. Describe. Pick one thing about the food to describe. Not everything, just one layer. It could be the texture, the temperature, the strongest flavor, how it feels in your mouth.
And we're going to give you the vocabulary for this in a moment because this is where most people get stuck. But for now, just know one thing, not a list, one thing.
Step 3. Connect. This is the move that takes a food conversation from small talk to real talk. Connect the food to something, a memory, a feeling, a story, a comparison to something else you've eaten.
It reminds me of something my grandmother used to make, or I've never tasted anything quite like this, or this is the kind of food that makes you slow down. That's a connection.
React, describe, connect. Let's see it in action. Okay, demo time. Maya, you just made me try something new. Ask me what I think. Bad version first.
So, what do you think? Be honest.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
Great.
Nothing. No door opened, no conversation started. I gave her a thumbs up and she has no idea if I actually liked it or I'm just being polite.
Now the good version. Same food, same Jake.
Okay, wow. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. It's got this smokiness, like right at the back of your throat, and then it gets almost a little sweet at the end, right? And the texture is, I don't know, it's soft, but there's still something to it. This is the kind of thing I'd want to eat on a cold evening. Where did you learn to make this?
See, I know he likes it now. I know how he likes it. And he asked me a question. We're in a real conversation about something we're both experiencing right now.
React. Okay, wow. Describe. Smoky, a little sweet, soft texture. Connect. The kind of thing I'd want on a cold evening. And then a question to hand it back.
4 scenarios. Real situations. Better language.
Scenario 1. You try something for the first time and you love it.
Bad version. It's delicious.
Better version. I've genuinely never tasted anything like this. There's something in here. I can't even place it, but it works so well together. What is that flavor? Is that a spice?
You don't need to know what it is. Not knowing and asking is more interesting than pretending you know.
Scenario 2. You try something and it's too spicy.
Bad version. It's too spicy for me.
Better version. Okay, I respect this, but my mouth is completely on fire right now. How do people eat this every day? Is there something you eat with it to cool it down?
Honest, funny, and again, a question. A question keeps the conversation alive.
Scenario 3. You try something and you don't really like it, but you want to be polite.
This is the trickiest one, because you don't want to lie, but you also don't want to hurt someone's feelings, especially if they cooked it.
Bad version. It's interesting. Everyone knows what interesting means. It means you don't like it.
Better version. It's not something I've had before. The flavor is really strong, and I think I need a few more bites to get used to it. What's in it? I'm trying to figure out what I'm tasting.
That's honest without being rude. You're not lying, you're buying yourself time and showing genuine curiosity.
And curiosity is always polite.
Scenario 4. You're at a restaurant and the food is just okay. Not bad, not great, just medium.
Bad version. It's fine.
Better version, it's solid, does what it says. I think I'd come back and try something different though. What did you get? Is yours better than mine?
Honest, light, and again, you've turned the attention toward the other person. You've kept the conversation moving.
Okay, let's give people some real vocabulary, because this is the practical stuff you can actually use.
For texture, instead of just soft or hard, try creamy, silky, crispy, crunchy, tender, chewy, flaky, melt in your mouth.
For flavor, instead of just good or tasty, try rich, light, bold, smoky, tangy, savory, sweet, bitter, sharp, earthy, warm, fresh, comforting.
And some phrases that work in almost any food situation. There's something about this I can't quite place. This is great because it shows you're thinking, you're paying attention.
It's more word than I expected, like it's more delicate than I expected, or it's more filling than it looks.
This reminds me of fill in whatever it reminds you of. A place, a memory, another dish. This is the connect step, and it makes your reaction personal.
It's something I could eat every day. Simple, but incredibly effective. Everyone knows what that means.
And one of my favorites. I don't know what's in this, but I don't want to stop eating it. That's real, that's human, and it makes people smile.
Can I say something that I really believe?
Always.
I think when someone asks, "What do you think?" after you try their food, they're not really asking about the food.
They're asking something else.
They're asking, "Do you understand where I come from? Do you see me? Does this thing that I grew up with, that my culture made, that my mother taught me, does it mean something to you?"
That's really true, especially when someone cooks for you.
Food carries identity. It carries memory. It carries love sometimes. When you talk about food, when you really engage with it, you're not just evaluating a dish. You're honoring the person who made it or the place it came from.
And that's why "it's good" can feel almost dismissive. Not because the words are wrong, but because it doesn't acknowledge any of that. It doesn't say, "I tasted this, I paid attention, it did something to me."
When you use the framework, react, describe, connect, you're not just speaking better English. You're telling the other person, "I was present. This mattered."
And that's a gift.
Okay, what if you're chewing and they ask and your mouth is literally full?
The most common food conversation problem.
Just buy time. Point at your mouth, everyone understands, and while you're chewing, think of your one word, your headline. What's the first thing you taste? Use that.
And if you swallow and still have nothing, say, "Give me a second, I'm still processing this." That's a real thing people say. It also implies the food is interesting enough to need processing.
And if someone asks a follow-up question you can't answer, like "Can you taste the cardamom?" just say, "I can taste something that I can't name. What is that? Tell me." Flip it. Make them explain it to you. Now they're talking and you're learning.
Turn your gap into curiosity every time.
Okay, remember that bowl of stew? The hole in the wall, the dark broth, the best thing I'd ever eaten, and all I managed to say was, "It's really nice."
I remember.
I went back to that city about a year later. Different trip, different reason. And I went back to that same place. Same owner, same 6 tables. And he brought out the same dish. And this time, I was ready.
What did you say?
I said, "This is the one. I've been thinking about this since the last time I was here. There's this smokiness, like something was slow cooked for hours. And then underneath it, there's something almost sweet. And the broth, I don't know what's in it, but it feels like the kind of food that takes care of you. What is this dish called? I need to know so I can look it up when I go home."
And?
The owner's face. He lit up. He sat down with us. He told us the whole story of the dish, where it came from, how his mother used to make it differently, how he changed the recipe. We were there for 2 hours.
2 hours from one bowl of stew.
2 hours, because I finally said what I actually felt.
Now it's your turn, and this one is really fun.
Tell us about a food, any food that you love. Use the framework. One reaction, one description, one connection.
It can be something from your country, something from your childhood, something you tried last week. Anything.
Write it in the comments right now. We want to hear it. And honestly, reading everyone's food comments is the best part of our week.
It really is. Last week, someone described their grandmother's rice, and I nearly cried.
Don't even start. Write yours below.
If this episode helped you, share it with someone who loves food but always runs out of words at the table.
Which is most people. Share it.
And next episode, we're talking about how to give and receive compliments in English, because saying thank you is fine, but there is so much more you can do, and most people don't know how.
It's a good one. We'll see you there.
See you there.